In this part, we're going to be working with compound inequalities. Mainly we're going to focus on the AND conjunction. So when we have something like that, you're going to have an example that looks like this, where the variable is inside and you have the inequalities on both sides of it with numbers. So it's going to be the same process as trying to get the variable by itself, but it's going to be a little bit different. So you'll see what I mean. In the middle, we're going to start in the middle because that's where the variable is. I want to get 8a by itself, so I want to cancel out the minus 5. What I'm going to do is add 5 in the middle, add 5 on the right, and then add 5 on the left. So I'm basically adding 5 3 times. So that's where it's going to be a bit different than the previous inequality that we work with. So in the middle we'll cancel out, so I'm left with 8a. Bring down the inequality signs. 3 plus 5, that's 8. 27 plus 5, that's 32. And then to get a by itself, I'm going to divide in the middle by 8, divide the left by 8, and divide the right by 8. So 8 divided by 8, that's 1. Bring down my inequality sign. 8a divided by 8, it will be 1a, or just a. Bring down my inequality sign. Need to fix this. And then 32 divided by 8 is 4. So make sure you match up with your inequality sign. So my solution is 1 less than a less than or equal to 4. That's my solution. Now in order to graph this, draw the same thing, the number line. What we're going to have is actually two numbers, so two tick marks. We're going to have one at 1, and then we're going to have another at 4. Alright, so let's take a look where it's 1 less than a. So we're going to focus on that part. Based on that inequality sign, it's going to be an open circle. So it says that 1 is less than a. So what numbers is 1 less than? 1 is less than 2, is less than 3, is less than 4, is less than 5, and so on. So when it says 1 less than a can be 2, 3, 4, and so on. So those numbers that a can be, they're on the right side of 1. So I'm going to go towards the right. Now, we're going to talk about the other part. A less than or equal to 4. So less than or equal to 4 is going to be a closed circle at 4. So A is less than or equal to 4. So the numbers that are less than 4 is basically 3, 2, 1, 0, and so on. So those numbers are on the left side of 4. So I'm basically going towards the left. Now, what it means is that when you have two arrows going towards each other, is basically they're going to connect and be one line. So basically, we don't need the arrows anymore, and it's just going to be one line between 1 and 4. So that's going to be our solution. And basically saying that any numbers between 1 and 4 will work into this inequality, this compound inequality. So again, my solution is 1 less than a less than or equal to 4, and then this is our graph of our solution. And this second example of this compound AND inequality, we're going to try to get negative 3x by itself. So our first task is to get rid of this 2. The opposite of positive 2 would be minus. So minus 2 in the middle, minus 2 on the right, minus 2 on the left. So here, negative 10 minus 2 would be negative 12, less than or equal And we're going to have negative 3 in the middle, negative 3x, less than 26 minus 2 is 24. To get x by itself, I'm going to divide in the middle by negative 3, divide the right by negative 3, divide the left by negative 3. So, make sure to remember, since I divide the whole thing by a negative number, I'm going to flip my inequality sign. So, first, negative 12 divided by negative 3 will be positive 4. Flip my inequality sign. Negative 3x divided by negative 3 would be positive 1x, or just x. Here, flip my inequality sign again. 24 divided by negative 3 would be negative 8. So from there, we flip our inequality sign. Our negative number is on the right side and our positive number is on the left side. I'm just going to flip the whole thing. So I'm going to flip the whole thing. So negative 8 on the left. And I'm flipping the inequality sign along with it. So less than x less than or equal to positive 4. So all I did was I flipped the inequality sign and the whole solution so that the negative number is on the left side and the positive number is on the right side, or the lower number is on the left side and the higher number is on the right side. So this is our solution for this inequality, this compound inequality. Next, we're going to graph. So we're going to have one tick mark at negative 8 on the left, and then 1 for 4 on the right. So the one at 8, it's just a less than, so it's going to be an open circle. The one at the 4 is less than or equal, so it's going to be a closed circle you filled in. So since x is in the middle, basically it means that the arrows are going to go towards each other, so you're just going to draw a line. Just like that. And that is the graph for our solution, negative 8 less than x less than or equal to